What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Riding Dad channel, or welcome if it is your first time. Either way, very glad to have you. Let's roll the intro and then we'll talk about what the video's about.
Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad.
Alright, so in last week's video, if you saw it, if you didn't, first of all, click here, get a solid foundation of what we're about to talk about. But last week's video was about the fork shims that are required to do a raising of your front forks on the inverted front end, such as what the Lowrider S has and what a Fat Bob has. So last week we did the install of that. This week you're going to be seeing a first ride impression of it. Let's see if I can notice any difference, if the difference is good or bad, if it's tangible in any way from the rider. Obviously there is an obvious change, whether you're going to say it's a benefit or not. I think it's a benefit. As far as raising the forks, you're changing the geometry of it, you're changing your available lean angle and everything because you're raising the front suspension. But let's see if I can actually feel it from the old butt dyno. So let's get on the bike, we'll head out, see how it goes. Alrighty folks, dear God, it is a hot one out there today. But let's get started. I have been riding the bike probably about 30 minutes before starting this video just to get a feel of it beforehand. But let's start her up and take a ride and we'll talk about it. Alright, so for starters, do I feel a difference? And then we'll get into whether the difference is good or not. I think I feel a difference. It's one of those, it's a half an inch in the front. I didn't change anything with the internals of the forks. So do I think they feel different? Yes. Could it be a placebo? Possibly. It feels more high off the ground, kind of like I feel more upright than I did before, leaning forward a little bit. What are you doing, guy? If you're gonna turn, otherwise you're going 2 miles an hour. It's hotter than hell out here. So yeah, okay. I do feel a difference. In addition to that, I feel like it responds to bumps a little bit better as well. Obviously, I didn't change, the rebound or the preload or anything like that. All I did was move the forks up, which means the bike sits higher to begin with, obviously, and that's probably what that accounts for. Other than that, it feels good. It does feel like I have a lot of lean angle. It's the bike felt very easy to toss around before. That didn't really change. But I do feel a difference. Now we're going to talk about whether that difference is good or bad. As you could probably tell from what I've been saying, I think the difference is good. Yeah, so the difference I feel is good. I feel it doesn't negatively affect handling at all, which I didn't expect it to, but just in case you were worrying about that, none of that. It just feels, like I said, a little bit higher up. You raise the front half of the bike a half an inch. Keep in mind, I had the RWD RS1 in the rear monoshock replaced with that. So my height to begin with, I took a bike that was, from the factory, and I raised the back about 1.5 inches. Now I raised the front a half an inch, so it's closer to how it was from the factory. But yes, it does feel good. I feel more laid back, if that makes sense. Which is a nice feeling. I have no problem with that at all. It's not too much to the point where I feel like I'm, laying back and I'm constantly fighting with my core energy to, pull back up on the bike or nothing. It's nothing like that. It feels feels good. It's a very, very minor change. Like I said, everything that I could be saying could just be a placebo effect in my head. I do feel like I have a lot of lean angle still. Like I said, in Florida, I've said this a million times before, in Florida, it's damn near impossible, at least where I'm at in Florida, to get anywhere that I can actually test out the lean angle of the bike, at least this bike, without grossly exceeding the speed limit. Like grossly, I'm talking like 50 to 60 miles over the speed limit. So there's really nowhere I can really test that out besides there's one roundabout that technically if I were to go the speed limit or like 5 over or whatever, I'd be very close to lean angle, but it's a roundabout. It's busy all the time. So you see in some footage I either did or will post that up. I did try to test that out. I did not hit my lean angle. I did not start scraping at all, which is good. I'm also used to, on left turns at least, the limited lean angle, so it's going to take some time for me to get over that issue that I had with the limited lean angle on left turns with my bare knuckle performance piece of crap kickstand extension. That's an absolute piece of trash garbage, which I've talked about before. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say about it. It's good. I think it looks cool. Let's talk about the bike for a second, because I got a lot of big plans. I'm going to do a lot of big things with this whole front section. This whole front section is going to be different, including the power vision mount and everything. I have some, I don't want to ruin it by saying, you know, anything what it actually is, but I have a pretty decent new performance part that's going to go on the bike. No, it's not a turbo system. I will eventually probably like to do a turbo system if I have any kind of bagger or touring bike, but not right now on this bike at least. But I have a pretty big deal performance part coming as soon as the back order is lifted. And then after that, we're going to take it back to my guy at the dyno and see how much of a difference, if any, the new performance part makes for the actual numbers. So that is exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Should be a good time. Actually, well, no, I don't want to. If I say the thing that I was going to say, it's going to spoil what it is, and I don't want to completely ruin the supply or the surprise. But I will say I got that coming. I got several ARP bolts from IMZZ coming. Hopefully, if you know, at this point, they might get here in the next month, and they might get here by the end of 2022. It's just they're taking forever. We'll talk about that in the video where I talk about the ARP bolts, but I bought some different kits. You know, ARP for up here, I believe I got. These two I'm going to replace with ARP, just a bunch of stuff. And if you see that speedometer, if you think I'm speeding, I'm not. I'm clearly keeping up with traffic pretty much. This speedometer is off by about 10-ish, 15-ish miles per hour with my new gearing ratio for my chain kit that I have on. So don't think I'm going 70 in a 50. I'm not. But yeah. That is about it. I don't want to keep jabbering. Just make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you turn on your post notifications because we got a lot of cool stuff planned for this bike. I'm still banging out one video per week. I've been on that for probably about the past year and a half-ish. I briefly talked about when it gets cooler in Florida, Southwest Florida where I'm at. I want to organize some sort of meetup and ride. Not a big one, not a hooligan ride by any means. Just a little ride for people to kind of, you know, bump fists, you know, fist each other, just to kind of meet up for that. And I don't know, just, you know, hang out with some cool people, maybe go to start at maybe the Harley dealership around here or whatever, and maybe go to a place for lunch and ride or whatever. Just something cool, something a little bit different. But again, when it gets cooler, because this weather is an absolute nightmare. That's a pretty sick Vanderhall, bro. I've never seen one in person. I've seen them on a couple channels, but I've never seen them in person. So pretty sweet ride, sir. Yeah, I thank you guys for watching very much. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you check out all of the links in my description. Make sure you watch the videos at the end of this video. Click on all the related videos and all that jazz. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. If you don't like what I'm doing, sorry, lo siento. But until the next time, guys, ride safe, have fun. Dad, out.